makes a full man, writing an exact man, conference a ready man. It means in order to make oneself exact, it means to say effectively what he wants to say, the writer has to make considerable effort. Good written communication builds up an organization's image. So here see, writing makes an exact man. It means if we want to say effectively what we want to say, then we have to keep in mind we have to make use of our skills of using language, and good written communication builds up an organization's image. Effective writing also involves these things. To make our writing effective, we have to keep in mind following points. Number one, careful choice of words. To make our writing effective, one has to be careful in the selection of words. He has to select such words which are proper. Means we can say that one has to select right word in right situation for right purpose. So that is how one can make his writing effective. Secondly, organization of words in correct order. Again, it requires knowledge of rules of grammar. Organization of words in proper order. Organization of words in proper order means we have to put the words in such a order that it heightens or it carry forward the meaning of our message. Every word should be selected or should be put in such a way in an order that it carries the meaning further. So organization of words is also important. And then correct word order in sentence formation. We have to not only words, but we have to put the sentences in such a logical manner. Here logical manner is important, logical sequence is important. We have to arrange all the sentences in such a logical sequence that it creates a particular response in the mind of the receiver or the listener, and we can get a proper response from him. So logical sequence is important here, that we have to arrange all the sentence or all the sentences in logical order, in logical sequence. Next point is, to make our writing effective, there should be a cohesive composition of sentences. Cohesive composition of sentences. We should not use any useless word or any useless sentence there. That is how we can make it cohesive. We can make it brief, we can make it precise, and we can make our message straightforward. We can make our message purely objective. So that is how, see, by cohesive composition of sentences, we can create that type of impression from our writing. So effective writing involves all these things. To make our writing effective, we have to keep in mind all these things, and thus writing is more valid and reliable than speech. As see, we make this much effort to make our writing effective, and that is why writing is more valid and more reliable than speech. Or in other way we can say that written communication is more valid and more reliable than oral communication. Now let's see the merits or advantages of written communication. The merits or advantages of written communication. The first merit or the first advantage of written communication is that it helps in laying down apparent principles, policies and rules, either in business organization or in government organization. It helps a lot by using a particular terminology. We can lay down, or one can lay down apparent principles, policies and rules for their organization or for one's organization. Second advantage of written communication is that it constitutes permanent record and useful for future reference. As it is in written form, as it is in black and white, we can create, we can constitute a permanent record in written communication. It means simply we can say that, for example, if there is a letter, then there is a report. We can file that letter or that report for permanent record, and whenever we want to refer it, we can refer it by referring that particular file. So this is the plus point of written communication, that it constitutes permanent record and useful for future reference. And in future, whenever we want to refer it, we can refer it by opening that particular file. So this is an important aspect of written communication. Next important aspect of written communication is responsibilities of sender and receiver can be fixed easily. In written communication, see, as the sender's name is very much there, his signature is very much there, and receiver's name and address is there. So very easily one can fix the responsibility of sender and receiver in written communication. It is also one of the merits of written communication. Then another important aspect of written communication is precise, is more precise and more explicit than oral communication. It is precise, straightforward, to the point, and explicit, formulated with great care. It is because written communication is formulated with great care. See, because the writer is conscious while selecting words, while selecting sentences, while arranging all these sentences in order, and that's why, as it is formulated with great care, it is very much precise and very much explicit. Another merits of written communication are that written communication is open to verification and its authenticity can be easily challenged. See, as it is in black and white, nothing to hide, nothing is to hide there. It is open to verification and its authenticity can be easily challenged. As it is in black and white, it is in physical form, so its authenticity can also be easily challenged. Next point, next merit of written communication is repeatedly referred by the receiver. Written communication can repeatedly referred, as we can maintain a record of written communication, it can be repeatedly referred by the receiver or by the recipient of the message. Written communication is useful to convey message to a large number of persons at distant places. We have earlier said that it is only possible in written communication. It is not possible in oral communication. We can convey, or one can convey message to large number of people who are distantly placed, and they can convey to all these people at a time. For example, business organizations convey their message by using circulars. Same way, government organizations also convey their message to large number of people at distant places through circulars. So it is also an important aspect of written communication. Effective written communication develops and enhances the image of organizations. A lot depends on effective written communication. The words you have selected, sentences you have selected, as the receiver will read any piece of written communication, whether it is a letter or report or whatever it is, when reading this written communication, the receiver, the listener, in the listener's mind, there will be an image of organization. So the image of organization depends on the effective written communication. Now let's see the demerits, disadvantages or limitations of written communication in comparison to oral communication. In comparison to oral communication, written communication is costly in terms of stationery and manpower. It is costly in terms of stationery and manpower employed in writing or typing and delivering letters. It is costly because, see, in written communication, lot of paperwork is there. We have to use pen, pencil, stationery. Manpower is engaged in it, engaged in writing, typing, delivering letters. So it is costly in terms of stationery and all these things. Secondly, written communication is time consuming because lot of paperwork is there. So time is consumed much in written communication. Lack of immediate feedback. In written communication, there is a lack of immediate feedback. Why? Why there is a lack of immediate feedback? Because in written communication, the listener, the receiver of the message, the recipient is not very much present there as in oral communication. So we cannot get immediate feedback there in written communication, and that is a limitation of written communication. Quick clarification is not possible. Clarification is possible, but quick clarification is not possible. As we have seen that in written communication, the receiver of the message, the recipient of the message is distantly placed or is not available, very much available in front of the speaker or the sender, and that's why quick clarification is not possible in written communication. Next limitation of written communication is difficult to maintain secrecy. It is very difficult to maintain secrecy in written communication because, see, in written communication, as the things are in crude form, the things are in physical form, they are in black and white, they are very much there in the files. We have made a record of it, and so anybody can refer it. And as anybody can refer it, we cannot maintain secrecy as we can maintain secrecy in oral communication, as there is no such record of communication in oral method of communication. So this is also one of the limitation of written communication, that secrecy cannot be maintained in written communication. Another demerits or disadvantages or limitations of written communication are that written communication is formal. It is not informal, as the writer cannot add anything personal in it. So it is most formal type of communication, and as it is formal, so it lacks personal touch. There is no personal touch. There is no personal relationship or friendly relationship we have in written communication. Next, no flexibility of changing words. Here in written communication, we don't have any flexibility of changing words. As in oral communication, see, the speaker has an opportunity or chance to change words or change sentences, and he has a chance to go to the level of receiver or listener. But here the writer has not that opportunity or chance to change his words or to change his sentences. So that is also a limitation of written communication, that here the writer has not any flexibility of changing words. Written communication again requires great skills and competencies in language and use of vocabulary. As I have said earlier, that it is not everybody's cup of tea, because written communication requires great skills. It requires knowledge of language, it requires competencies in language, it requires knowledge of grammar, knowledge of rules of grammar, it requires knowledge of vocabulary, terminology of a particular field. So this is also a limitation. This is also a kind of limitation of written communication. And the another important limitation of written communication is that written communication is limited to literate world only. It is limited to literate world only. It is not for illiterate world. It is limited to literate world only. Now let's see the difference between oral and written communication. While evaluating the difference between oral and written communication, we shall keep in mind particular points, and by keeping in mind these points of difference, we shall evaluate oral communication and then written communication. The first point that we have to keep in our mind is time. If we think in terms of time, then we can say that in oral communication, we can save time. Oral communication consumes less time in comparison to written communication, while written communication is time consuming. Another point, if we keep in mind, that is another point is cost. If we keep in mind the point of cost, then we can say that oral communication is cheaper in comparison to written communication, while written communication is costly in terms of stationery, manpower, postage charges, courier charges, typing, etc., writing charges, etc. Suppose we convey our message due to the technological advancement through WhatsApp, through Hike, it also, for that also we have to pay, so it is costly. If we keep in mind the point of feedback, then in oral communication we can get immediate feedback or immediate response, but in written communication we cannot have immediate or spontaneous response. If we keep in mind the point of relationship, then we can say that in oral communication we have a personal or friendly relations. Means oral communication can promote personal or friendly relations, while in written communication we have lack of personal touch, that we have seen earlier, that as in oral communication one can add his feelings or emotions, speaker can make it personal or friendly, but in written communication, as it is formal, there is a lack of personal touch. Next point, flexibility. If we are talking in terms of flexibility, we can say that in oral communication we have a high level of flexibility. Flexibility of what? Flexibility of changing words and sentences, while in written communication the writer has not that type of flexibility of changing words or sentences. Legal validity. If we keep in mind the point of legal validity, we can say that in oral communication we do not have any legal validity, as we don't have any sender's name, sender signature there, as no record of oral communication can be maintained generally, so we do not have any legal validity, while in written communication, as it is in black and white, can be taken as legal evidence in the court of law. Memory. If we are thinking in terms of memory, then we can say that in oral communication messages cannot be retained for a long time in our memory, or long speeches or messages